Hey everyone, welcome to Buick Outdoors. If you're new around here, my name is Sheldon Marion, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing and gear review on the Primos 14 megapixel trail cameras. So to start off this gear review, I'm basically just going to read off what's on the package here. It says that it's quick and easy to set up. There's 14 megapixel image quality. The video is 720p, so for a quick reference, your cell phone screen is 1080p, so it's just slightly below what your cell phone puts out. There is a 70-foot low glow flash, so I'm assuming that's just for the infrared flash. There's 9-month battery life, time and date stamp on images, runs on 8 AA batteries, which are not included, and it supports up to a 32 gigabyte SD card, which is also not included. So for a couple of extra expenses you have to keep in mind when you're buying this, it's about $20 for 16 batteries if you get the 2-pack. And each SD card, like one of these here, these ones run me I think about $18. So you have a couple of extra expenses on top of the trail cameras themselves. And talking about price, at Canadian Tire, I don't know what it is at any other stores, but Canadian Tire, you can get this 2-pack for $140. You can also get a single one for, I believe it was $60. Let me just double check here. On their website right now, as I'm recording this, it says a single is $59.99 and the dual pack is $139.99. So if you buy this dual pack, you save a little bit of dollars there for you. I got this on sale for $100, so that is one thing to take into consideration. If you wait for a sale, you can get them a little bit cheaper. So now that we've gone over just the basics, what's on the package, and prices, I'm going to open this up and show you what comes with the trail camera. Alrighty, so now we got this cut away. We'll pull out our trail cameras. Come with your little manual, and then 2 straps for the tree. And these straps are really nice. I have a couple of other cameras that come with these, and they are incredibly long. So I bet you that's close to about 4 feet of strap. So with this being said, kind of take this, loop it through, and then when you put it onto the tree, you can just tighten it right up to whatever size of the tree is, kind of a thing. So it's a lot better than what some of them give you. Some, they give you 2 little bungee cords that are kind of like 8 inches long, and then that kind of makes you stuck to a tree that's between 6 to 10 inches. Maybe 10 inches might be too big for those little bungee cords that they give you. At least with this, you can put it on pretty well anything that's the size of your trail camera up to, a pretty good sized tree. Fence posts are another great thing to strap these on with these included straps. But anyways, so here's the camera. It's about 2.5 inches wide, maybe about 5 inches tall. To get inside this, we have 2 clips right there. You open it up, and there's really nothing to these. Looks like there's just an on-off button right here, a couple up and down buttons, and the OK. So it looks like this will be just turn it on, select picture, and go kind of a thing. But what we'll do here is we'll figure out how to get inside so we can put our batteries and our SD cards in. So right on the bottom here, so when you open this up, flip her open, right here on the bottom, there's a little switch that says batteries, and it's pointing down. Point that down, and this slides out. Pretty stiff. Maybe you have to push and hold that, but we got her out anyways. So that's how you access your batteries. And then on the side here, you have your SD card slot. So we're going to put some batteries into this, and we'll get her turned on. But just before we do that, I'll quickly thumb through the instruction manual. I'm sure it'll pretty well just tell you some of the controls of it. Yeah, power mode, sensor, lens, LCD display, light sensor, IR flash, aim status, eject button, card slot. We already went through all that. And then there's the setup mode. So we will look at the setup mode once as we get some batteries into this thing. So on your battery pack here, on the inside, there's little diagrams of how your battery should go in. So there is no guesswork to this at all. Simply put them in and match it to the picture that's inside there. And yeah, we shouldn't have any problems with the batteries anyways. Alright, so now that we have all of our batteries, I'm gonna take this, push it down, put a battery pack back in there, let go of this little release, go until it clicks, and then simply turn it on. So if you go up to the M slot, there's on, M, and then off. Now we can adjust our time. It is 2 o'clock. This thing runs on a 24-hour, so that's 1400. Click OK. It goes to the minutes. Then you set the month. You have single shot. So once you set the year, you have the little camera here. So number 1 is single shot. Number 3 will be like a 3-photo burst. Then you click up again. There's video mode. So this one we'll put onto 1. First camera. This will be a delay. So there's a 5-second delay, 15-second delay, 30-second, 60-second, 5 minutes. So basically, once it takes a picture, if I put onto the 5-second delay, it'll hold off for 5 seconds before taking another one. If you set to the 15-second delay, same concept. It takes a picture, waits 15 seconds, takes a picture again, 30 seconds. Same thing, you guys kind of get the idea. So we'll do 5 seconds. Not too sure what this is. It says 1D01, or maybe that's supposed to be ID. We'll check this out. Okay, so that ID, it is just identification. You can have it from 01 to 99. So if you have multiple cameras out there in the field, it's very easy to organize all your pictures and stuff, you know, per ID. So yeah, this one will be ID1. When I do this one, it'll be ID2, and this one will be on video mode. And then see, ID1 DEFN. Restore default settings. The display will show DEFN to return the interval, capture mode, and camera ID number to the original factory default settings. Use up and down to change the N after DEF to yes. So right now it says DEFN. So do you want to set your everything back to default? N meaning no. If you want to change everything back to default, you click up to the Y and click OK, and that just defaults it back to kind of factory settings. So we'll set it to no. FO. So on the next one here, it says FORN. What that is to format your card, so you don't have to actually remove the card from the camera itself if you want to format it. And what it means by formatting is you wipe out the card. So right now it says FORN, meaning no, we don't want to do that. If you go up one to yes and click OK, it'll format the card, which means it'll delete everything. So for right now, with it on N, we'll click OK, and now it's saying card. So we have to open up our SD card and insert the card to go any further here. Okay, so now we have this little red light flashing at us and the screen saying card, meaning that there's no card in the camera. So I got my little SD card here. It's a 32 gigabyte one. We're gonna turn it so the little corner here that it's kind of like, looks like it's cut off almost, that's gonna be facing up, and the front of the card is gonna be facing the front of the camera. And we're simply gonna put it in there, go until it clicks. It clicks right in. Now everything's says that it's all good to go. So if we turn it to the on, there's a little countdown timer, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So once this goes off here, 2, 1, we'll see if that actually takes a picture or not. It might have to go off a sensor, but we'll see if it senses any movements, kind of a thing like that. And right now there's no lights or nothing like that shining on it, so we'll see what happens here. But for right now, what I'll do maybe is I'll turn it back to M. It says that there's one picture possibly. It just has the number 1 beside a little photo, like a camera emblem. So that might mean that there's one picture. Might mean that it's just on your first settings. I'm not too sure. We will take it out to the field and test it out. But we got this one all set up and ready to go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this second one all set up and ready to go, and then we will head out to the field, and I'll put one on picture, one on video, and I'm just going to stack them up on top of each other, and we can see how well these things actually do. So I'm going to get this all set up, and then we'll head out to the woods. Alright guys, so we made it out to the woods here, and I got the cameras set up here on the tree. We got this one in picture mode, and this one's in video mode. So we're just gonna open these up, and with these straps, I put it around this, what is it, I don't know, 6-inch tree or so. The little extra tail here, I just tied it up to the branch, just so that way it's not flopping around. So with these, we'll turn them to the middle, the little M. We'll see the time. That one's in picture time, that one's in video. So we'll turn these on. They both have a 10-second timer. So we'll simply close these up, lock them in, and then with these, I think I'm going to leave them out here for anywhere between a week and a month. I'm not exactly too sure. And we'll come back out here and we'll pull the cards and we'll see how these pictures and videos turn out. One thing that I'm going to do before I take off is I have a bag of oats that I'm going to spread out on this little cut line right here. And then that way, hopefully, that'll for sure bring in some animals. And we'll get some pictures and videos for you guys to see. And so you can make up your mind whether these are worth 140 bucks or not. But anyways, guys, I got to spread some oats. And then we're out of here. Alrighty guys, so the trail cameras have been set up for a few weeks here now. The original place that I put up the trail cameras at, when I went and I checked them, the videos on the camera number 2 all worked out, but the pictures on camera 1, nothing worked. For whatever reason, maybe it was because I didn't format the card when I put it in. I'm not too sure. So I brought them home and I put them up on the tree here. And we have a couple of yard deer that come around here and they use this little trail here. So I set them all up and I formatted both cards to the cameras. So hopefully that fixed that problem. Otherwise, you know, I don't know. It would be a pretty poor review on these cameras. But anyways, I'm going to yank these off the tree here, and then we'll get inside and we'll go over the pictures and the videos. Alrighty guys, so we made her back into the house here, and we got both of our trail cameras. With these, when you open them up and you turn them to the M position, the screen kind of comes on. You see the time, and this one's on picture mode. And when you have scent or movement in front of it, the red light should flash up. You know, one thing with these cameras is that unfortunately when you turn it on, there's no battery life indicator. There's also no indication of how many pictures that you have. So with that, you know, if you're in a real cold climate like we are up here in northern BC, the battery indicator would be absolutely great to have on it. Pictures and videos you can live without. However, the battery life would be nice to have on these. But yeah, so far, I believe these have been out for 5 weeks now. And when I first put them out, it was kind of like -5. We had a few days of lots of wind and snow, and I believe the trail camera set up for video actually captured some of that snowstorm. And so we've had, you know, -5, a couple of days of -15 kind of a thing. And I'll turn this one on as well and just see if the battery is still going, which it is. 15:17, so the time is right. This one's still on video. And now what I'll do is I'll pull the cards off of these, I'll put them in the computer and see if they actually worked or not. Alright, so here we got some of our videos from the camera number 2 in the yard. And you can see on this one here, right where that deer is, you know, the sensor works, you know, 15, it might be 20 feet away, but anything further than that, it never picked up anything out there. Up close here, you know, the image quality, it's not too bad. I don't know if I'd call it 720 or not. Yeah, it's just extremely grainy. You know, they're 10-second videos. Here I'm just looking for one that's a little bit further away. Let's see this one. Again, he walks past that little poplar sapling there out back, and you know, that's as far as it kind of reaches for the sensor. If I scroll down here, maybe we'll click on one of these night ones to see the IR, the little infrared. And again, the sensor picks them up, picks up the movement there at that tree. And with the infrared, I have that deer decoy out back, so you can really see that and illuminates that. However, that far back, the sensor itself won't sense any movement, it seems like. What else do we have in here? Lots that are up close and personal. There's some stuff that looks like it's further away, but I'm pretty sure that's just from a deer walking past it. And again, there's that little tree on the right hand side. That's like the cutoff for the sensor. But this one here, it looks like you walked right past. And then if they're not directly in front of the infrared, it's pretty dark. So the infrared, it does stretch out and you can see fairly far with it, just not on any angle. Now with these pictures, you can see, you know, they're not high quality pictures, but they're clear enough that you can clearly identify what's there. And there's me out back setting up the deer decoy. These yard deer, they're not overly too spooked about us walking around. If I look for another one here, or we can find one that's kind of further away, maybe. Maybe this one here. Again, there's just the same old tree that they kind of stand behind, and that's as far as the movement sensor will sense them. And again, up close personal, we just kind of looked at these ones. But we'll look at them again, I guess, see how grainy that picture is. Let's see, what else do we have kicking around here? If we go down, we'll try out one of these nighttime ones. Yeah, you can see the deer lights up, but all the movement, it's up and close. But the infrared, it does stretch out there quite a ways. I wouldn't call that 70 feet. That's more or less kind of, I don't know, 35, 40 feet kind of a thing. And then up and close, yeah, it works. A nice little guy there. But yeah, you know, the cameras, they seem to work. The infrared, it does stretch out there quite a ways. You know, does it stretch out there 70 feet? I don't think so. Maybe 50. But we're also in a wooded area right here. If it was like a wide open field, it might be much better. But yeah, the sensor, it works, but they gotta be fairly close. You know, about 15 feet away, I'd say, is the max you'd want it. Infrared works. Image quality, it's okay. Especially for a camera where you can get two of them for $100 when they're on sale. And even if they're not on sale, it's $140 for two cameras. And as long as you're a guy like me and you just want to know what's out there, you just want to see kind of what's roaming around and stuff, and you don't want the pictures to be sent to your cell phone, which is illegal in BC during hunting season anyways. You don't really care about any recording any noise and stuff like that. You know, it doesn't have a microphone, but again, I just want to know where they're walking, which way they're coming from and going, and kind of what's in the area. And then with the grainy images, again, even when they were out there a little ways, you could still clearly identify what's there. So for me, these little cameras, you know, they're nice, small, light, portable. They work great. The pros, cheap. You can get them in a 2-pack. I can run down Canadian Tire and I can buy 10 of them off the shelf. And they work. The cons, the infrared doesn't stretch out as far as they say it does. Battery life indicator, there isn't one. So with that, I can see myself burning up a lot of batteries when I don't have to. It says it's a 9-month battery life. I would probably say it's more or less 3, because when they do the battery life testing, it's usually the lowest settings, the longest period before it takes pictures. Like it'd be on that 60-second mode kind of thing. And it's in ideal weather conditions. Where up here, if it turned minus 40 tomorrow in like mid-November kind of a thing, it wouldn't be a surprise. So the battery life indicator is a big one for me. Does that mean I'm not going to use it? Absolutely not. I'm still going to use it. It'll just be, I'll carry a little bag with batteries, and when I go and this thing is dead, then I'll change out the batteries. Not knowing how many pictures and videos are on your card, to me it's not a big deal. It supports up to a 32 gigabyte card. So with that, 32 gigs of pictures would be an astronomical amount of pictures. So as long as you get like a 32 gigabyte card, you really don't have to worry too much about it. The only problem is when you're trying to locate stuff, it would be nice to know that when you went there, you can look whether there's 1 or 2 pictures on there, or if there's like 100. You know what I mean? So that part, it's a little bit frustrating. I don't know, maybe get a little SD card reader that you can plug into your phone kind of a thing. But Other than that, the strap is another great pro. Uh, like I said at the beginning, it doesn't come with those stupid little 8-inch bungee cords. When Wild Game Innovations first came out, I was using them a lot, but they just came with those small bungee cords. I ended up going to, I think it was the dollar store, maybe it was like Walmart, and I bought this little bin of bungee cords. It was like this big, and there was like 100 of them in there. So when I had a big tree, I'd have to use that. Where with this little strap, I said it was about 4 feet long. It's closer to 5, but man, you can get around some really big spruce trees or poplars or whatever kind of trees that you guys have around. And then also the way that the buckle is, I mean, you could cinch it up to a little 1-inch sapling if you had to. I don't know if it'd be real sturdy, and you'd probably get a lot of movement from the tree and just in the wind and a lot of extra pictures, but I mean, it would work. So all in all, it's not a great camera, but it's also a $60 camera. Is it better than like the cheap Tascos and stuff? A little bit, but not by much. But anyways, guys, this is the review on this Primos 14 megapixel camera. Yeah, if you like this kind of content, hit the like button down in the corner, subscribe to the channel to see some more, and we'll catch you on the next one.